And we are back, another college football preview here as the season gets closer and closer, this time looking at the ACC just like we did with SEC in the Big Ten. Teams broken up into 5 different divisions: bottom feeders, middle of the road, contenders, playoffs, and champion, based off of really no extra research, just whatever's off the top of my head. Just for having fun, just for having a discussion. So we will start off with the bottom feeders and the Cal Bears. Had their moment in the sun last year with the Cal algorithm, kind of went downhill after they blew the game against Miami. Don't think they're going to get back there. Whole program seems like a mess. All the running backs transferred out. Bottom feeders. Stanford, speaking of a mess, Andrew Luck comes in. They fired their coach like 3 months ago. I can't imagine that going too well for him. Virginia, kind of where they've been stuck for a while. Think they're going to stay there. Wake Forest fired their longtime coach. No longer have the slow mesh, one of my favorite offenses. So guess what? Now you're bottom feeders. Middle of the road for the ACC. Boston College. Love that they got rid of Castellanos. Guy kind of seems a little out there, but they're still going to be sticking middle of the road. The Duke Blue Devils still recovering from losing Mike Elko, think they're on the right path, but that they're going to stay middle of the road for now. North Carolina, of course, brings in Bill Belichick. Sir, seems like he's going to start the season there. We will have to see how long will he be there, what kind of culture can he build. It's not going to be done in 1 year. North Carolina State, yes, they could be up in contenders, but they should have lost to NIU last year. I hold that against them. They stay middle of the road. Pitt Panthers, some good returning guys coming back here. Another one kind of borderline, but I couldn't make them all contenders, so Pitt's going to stay middle of the road. Syracuse, losing Cord, some good transfers coming in. Another coach I like a lot, but still they're going to stick middle of the road, and the perpetual middle of the road of the ACC for the last, I don't know, 10 years, Virginia Tech. Hokies, you get to stay where you're comfortable in middle of the road. Now, this might get a little bit spicy. Contenders, yes, Florida State. I'm much more of a believer that what we saw 2 years ago is more like the real Florida State than what we saw last year, even though they do get the Boston College cancer Castellanos. I think that was just a year from hell last year. They bounced back at least to get to contender status. Georgia Tech, a ton of talent returning on that offense. Love the coach, love what they're building there. They will be a contender. Louisville, speaking of great coaches, the one they stole from Purdue, Coach Brom, who sent Purdue down into their current tailspin. One of the most underrated coaches in the country. Love him. Think he's going to keep Louisville at contenders. Miami, I do not like Carson Beck. End all, be all. That's the end of my story with Miami. Don't like Carson Beck. They're going to stay contenders. And SMU, great story last year. We're the beneficiaries of a pretty easy schedule. I think that's going to keep them down at contenders. That leaves our playoff spot blank. The ACC, in my opinion, is only going to have one playoff team, and it is going to be, I don't know if you can even see the shirt, it is the Clemson Tigers, my personal favorite, or one of my favorites to win the national title this season. I think Clemson is going to be phenomenal. They've got unbelievable talent on offense coming back. They do lose a little bit on defense, but they've got just great talent all over the board. We know Coach Dabo can get it done there. So Clemson, my ACC champions, and the only playoff representative for the conference. You guys let me know, what did I get right, what did I get wrong. I will see you guys next time. We got one more major conference preview, then we'll start looking towards the playoffs.